Contrast and Balance art lesson for December 7th through 11th. Here's our learning target. We will define and demonstrate two principles of design, contrast and balance. I will create a piece of art that shows contrast by dividing the page in half and featuring subjects that are opposites, as well as using opposites in the featured element of art. I will create a piece of art that shows balance because both sides of the art will be given equal weights. As always, when you look at the examples, you're looking for the things that we're working on this week. Are they balanced? Does both sides of the artwork seem even, or do they seem unbalanced, where one side seems heavier than the other? We're also noticing the contrast here. The differences between the subject matter, how we're looking at maybe the sun versus the moon, or good versus evil, day versus night, water versus fire. Those are the types of things that would make good subjects for your artwork. Also notice the elements of artwork that are the opposite, how the colors are opposite on the color wheel, or the texture, one side is smooth and one side is rough. These are the things to think about as you consider what you're going to do for your artwork. Also remember that these are just examples. I want you to be creative and come up with artwork that interests you. Contrast, creating areas of difference in art. The difference could be in any of the elements of art such as color, value, size, texture, or subject. Notice in the top example, we're looking at contrasting colors. Contrasting colors are those that are opposite of each other on the color wheel. In the bottom example here, we're looking at texture that contrasts. The vertical lines and the horizontal lines are opposites and they provide contrast. Our second principle of design is balance. Balance is the sense of stability in the artwork. The elements are arranged in such a way that they equal each other out. One side is not visually heavier than the other. In the top example here with the day and night, the artwork appears balanced because both the left and right sides appear to be equal in weight. On the bottom example here with the odd shapes, this one appears unbalanced because there are more things on the left side of the artwork than there are on the right side of the artwork. Project must-haves. Projects should be divided in half visually. The subject featured in the halves should be opposites. For example, the sun and the moon, night and day, good and evil. The featured element of art should show high contrast between the two halves. If color is the featured element, halves would feature colors that are opposite on the color wheel. If texture is the featured element, one half could be smooth and one half could be rough. If line is the featured element, one half could have straight lines and one could have curvy lines. Or you could use flat shapes on one side and three-dimensional forms on the other. Student choices, how to divide the paper in half. Be creative on this one. You do not have to draw a horizontal line that goes right across the middle of your paper or a vertical line that goes right straight up and down. Look at the different creative ways that people in the examples that we showed divided their paper in half. You get to choose what your opposing subjects are. You're also getting to choose which element of art you are featuring and what art medium you are using.